DVDs were about to be sent to all 535 members of the Senate and the House.
Well, I'll try to be as brief as possible, as I want time for Merrill. We were going to ship the DVDs with the full record of the citizen hearing and the testimony, 30 hours, to Congress, originally on April the 8th of last year. But we didn't do it. Nevertheless, I didn't cancel that really until March 31. And as it happens, President Bill Clinton scheduled himself on Jimmy Kimmel April 2 and asked Kimmel to ask him about extraterrestrials, which Kimmel did. And you can find this on the internet quite easily. He went on about 5 minutes, and he referred to things he supposedly did in his second term and what have you, and then talked about ETs in other ways. This was a response to the Congressional Hearing Initiative and the beginning of the Congressional Hearings Initiative, and a response to the citizen hearing on disclosure. He, anticipating that this material was about to be sent to Congress, knowing that the first day has 3 hours of testimony regarding the Rockefeller Initiative and the Clintons' involvement, he was inoculating himself. As it happens, we did not ship on the 8th. We had problems, and so the actual beginning was until November 5. So on November 5, we shipped the DVDs. We launched a social media campaign. We generated about 1.5 million Twitter and Facebook messages to Capitol Hill, letting them know we're coming. The publicist got into the game around December the 1st. I sent out the first request to meet on January the 3rd, 170 verbal requests, 270 offices of 7 committees. We were working on that through January, and then in early February, I narrowed it to 5 committees and sent out fax requests to, again, requesting meetings with staffers on both the Senate and the House side. The first one went out on the 3rd, and the second one went out on the 8th or 9th of February. This was a one-page fax request with a very long paragraph in it about the Rockefeller Initiative, went to 93 members of the Intelligence and Space and Science committees. Only a few days after that fax went off is when John Podesta, upon leaving his job at the White House as advisor to President Obama and about to take over the job as advisor to Secretary Clinton, the leading candidate to be the next president. He is actually now the chairman of her campaign. On the day he left the White House, he put a tweet up in which he stated, and this is quite amazing, my biggest regret for 2014 was once again not getting the hashtag disclosure of the UFO files, and he copied Maureen Dowd of the New York Times. That hashtag disclosure was the exact same hashtag that we were using on all of the Twitter and Facebook messages we generated throughout November, December, and January. This was an absolutely astounding move on his part. It was clearly a response, again, to the Congressional Hearing Initiative and the fact that the Rockefeller Initiative was very likely going to be something he and the Clintons were going to have to deal with. He was inoculating himself.